That works for indie filmmakers. I'm Carole Dean with From the Heart Productions. We're a nonprofit and we teach filmmakers how to raise money. So today's class is about raising money with your mind. It's the power of your mind. So I want to tell you a story. Let's go back 100 years. There was a man named Carnegie. You've heard of the Carnegie Institute. Well, he was a very wealthy man. He made his money in the steel industry. So Carnegie called his friend, Napoleon Hill, who's a writer, and said, come over, I want to talk to you about a book. So he told Hill, I want you to go out and interview the top 100 wealthiest people in the United States. Let's find out what's their secret. What did they do to become wealthy? Because I want you to write a book for the average person, man or woman, who wants to get rich. And let's teach them how to do that. And that's where the book Think and Grow Rich was born. And this is the source of the information I'm giving you today. Napoleon Hill's brilliant book, started by Carnegie. Now, I know Carnegie made a lot of money, but the best part of it is that he invested it well. So today, we get checks for $100,000 from the Carnegie Institute for filmmakers. And this is what you need to know. There is money out there for films. And the money came from people years ago, like Mellon, Ford, Carnegie, who made money. And all of these people contributed to this book on how they made it, which is what we're going to cover. But he made so much money that he gives it away today. Now, wouldn't that be wonderful if you could do the same thing? Make so much money that you can be a philanthropist. That's what we're headed for. So I know the first thing you want to do is fund your film. So we're going to cover that too. Now, the story is that Napoleon started interviewing people, and Carnegie said, look, call up Ford. I'll get you an appointment. Go talk to Henry Ford and find out what he has to say. Well, immediately Ford said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. So we start with the faith and belief in yourself. You are the creator. You've got the power. This is about power of your mind. So number one, can you make that film? How do you feel? Are you comfortable? Do you feel confident? Because you have to get to that place. People will tell the difference when they meet you. They got to know if you're confident or not. That's number one. Now, number two is you have to have a burning desire. Well, that's a filmmaker. I have never met people that had a more burning desire than filmmakers. You either want to get ahead in the film business or you want to make your own film. So it's all in the same thing. We're going to learn how to do that. So burning desire is 50%. Said Napoleon Hill from his research. So you've got that. That's the base to stand on. So the next thing, what's the next thing? Well, you have to be open to receive. Sometimes you don't get on the golden elevator and go all the way up to financing, distribution, and everything is perfect. That can happen. Don't discard that thought. But most of the times, the universe will open a door here or there for you. So I'm going to tell you another story about a guy named Barnes. Well, Barnes was down on his luck. He had very little money, but he had a burning desire. And that was to be a partner with Thomas Edison. I know it was a crazy desire, but he was determined. Biggest problem he had was that Edison was in another town and he didn't have the money to get there. So he said, well, to heck with that, I'm going to catch a ride like a hobo does on a train. And he took himself to the town. He walked to Edison's office, got himself in there, wouldn't leave till he spoke to Edison. And when Napoleon Hill interviewed Edison, he said there was something about that man I couldn't help but listen to him. And I just knew there was something important and I should hire this man. Well, he did. He said, you can sweep the floor. And Barnes said, okay, but I'm going to be your partner. And of course, Edison just smiled and went on with his inventing. So a year passes, nothing. 2 years pass, but Barnes goes to work every day. He has a focus. He's determined. And one day, Edison invented something called a dictaphone, and it recorded your voice. It was very early in the whole world of recording, and it was for CEOs, presidents of companies, to dictate letters and secretaries transcribe it. And the salespeople that worked for Edison said, this isn't going to work. We don't think we can sell this. Well, Barnes heard them talking, so he researched. He learned the machine. He went to Edison and said, here's my plan. I want the United States, and I will sell it, and I will install it. And I want a partnership that says, invented by Edison, installed by Barnes. And so Edison said, why not? So he gave him a contract. Barnes ran that company for 30 years and became a wealthy man. So the purpose of the story is to tell you that sometimes you don't get on the golden elevator, but you get a door open. And when you see the door, take it. See what the universe will bring you, because this is all about setting goals, having faith, and being determined and keeping your focus on your goals. All right, so the next thing is, what is a goal? What do you want? Well, I'm sure you're going to say, I want $1 million. Okay, that's a good thing, but let's be realistic. Goal setting has rules, all right? After all these years, people know how to set goals, and this is part of the book. You need a clearly defined goal. It has to be very short, easy to understand. And I suggest you start with small goals and then move into large goals, because once you achieve your goal, it's very empowering. You know this works. So let's say that you're a documentary filmmaker. Look at what you need next. What do you need, 20, 30,000 to go for the next interview? That's what you want to put on your to-do list. This is your first goal, $20,000. So what's the deadline? Goals have specifics and deadlines. Now, when you start choosing deadlines, it's very important because there's two operating systems. One is the mind, one is the body. So the mind can conjure anything, but the body has to do the work. So you get yourself in a quiet place and say, I can raise $20,000 in 2 months. And you may get sick. Okay. 3 months, not it. 4 months, I feel great. That's it. I have my number, I have my time limit, and this is month, day, and year. It must be clear with the universe. And it's fun to set it towards a holiday like Easter, 4th of July, when you're with people, because you're going to start imagining and living in the energy that you've already completed that, so that you can see yourself at the 4th of July having some hot dogs and talking to your friends that, well, I just raised $20,000 for my film, and you're bragging about it, and you should. This is how it works. You have a goal, it's clear, you believe in it, you focus on it, and then you build your to-do list, all right? So that's what I'm used to, helping you create your to-do list. So where are you going to get the money? So you want $20,000, you have 4 months. Well, there are a lot of places for raising money. We'll go over them. But let's not forget the feature filmmakers. What do you need? You probably need $50,000 for your money, for your lawyer, your casting manager, etc. Okay, that's your goal, $50,000. Now, you may need a little longer time to get to 50. So you could break that down into 25 by this date and 25 by that date. Be careful with yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself. So set your goals. Now, to-do lists, money. Where's money? It's all around you. It's all around you. What did you do? Well, in the industry, we have film funding parties. Think about that. They use them all the time to for politics, for your senator, your president, everybody's out there having a funding party. Very simple. Our website, FromTheHeartProductions.com, is loaded with information on film funding parties, crowdfunding, making an ask, pitching, editing your trailer, getting your trailer made and edited for a documentary and maybe a proof of concept for a feature. Everything you need's on the website. So you decide, okay, I like the funding party. What about a grant? No, I don't have time for grants. Okay, because they may take 2 years. What about crowdfunding? I don't have enough people. Good. Now this is where you have to do what we used to do all the time, networking. So forget COVID, it's over, get out, meet people, go places, join groups. You think, well, it's only filmmakers there. Well, what do you need? You need a DP and you need a lighting and a sound, and go meet those people, exchange. Sometimes maybe you're a great director, you can exchange your talents to make a film. Lots of ways. Now, get your page up so you can take credit cards. Create a way for people to give you money very easily. Get out of the concept that you are asking people for money and you feel difficulties in making an ask. No. Change that. You're inviting people to join you. That's how I want you to feel. I'm inviting you to join the community around my film. This is what works. It works for you because you have to be like a train on a track. You are committed, you're going to make that film, you're going down this track, with or without you. You want to get on the train, love to have you. You don't get on, it's okay. My destination is visible and I am on target. That's who you are. You are a filmmaker. Now, so you learn to pitch. Now, where's the money? Well, the money is out there. So, for example, I had a filmmaker who couldn't pitch. He just was not getting any money. So he took himself to Toastmasters, and what a great job that did. He met some of the wealthiest people at Toastmasters because entrepreneurs who were retired were going there so they could learn how to talk and get in front of audiences and make more money. And so he realized, wait a minute, there's money in a good speaker, and there's money all around in this organization. So think of the Chamber of Commerce or other organizations where entrepreneurs hang out. You're an entrepreneur. Remember that. Now you might think, well, what about a nonprofit? Because nonprofits have parties all the time. I bet if you joined one of those nonprofits that works with animals, you might find yourself next to a movie star helping to work on the nonprofit because they donate their time too, not only their money. But if you like the environment, you like animals, whatever your passion, airplanes, flying, join those nonprofits that support that. Put your time in and get to know the people there. There's money there for you too. So you've got your funding parties, your crowdfunding, your grants, you're making an ask. Those are all ways to make money. You can write letters, but the best thing about our industry is networking, meeting people. You're not 6 people away from anyone in our industry. You are only 3. It's a small network. And we all are caring, supporting people. You want to stay in your network. Now, one of the things that I want you to think about is how to make this happen. Well, the first thing you have to do is a word. There is one word that really tells you how to raise this money. Now, what's interesting is that Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were asked, what's the one word that you found is the most responsible word that helped you create your money? And they both said the same word. So what is that word? Is it intent? No. Is it determination? No, you got that. What's the word? Focus. This is a daily focus. You write it down. here's my goal, here's the time limit, here's what I want to achieve, here's my to-do list. I'm going to have a funding party. I'm doing crowdfunding. I'm going to events. I'm learning crowdfunding. All right? And this you read twice a day. That's where the focus comes in. You have to believe that you can do it. We're back to Ford. If you believe it or not, you're right. So the best thing you can do is remember Gates and Buffett. It's focus. Read every day what you want to achieve. And you've got to pretend like you already have it, because that's where the confidence comes from. That's what Barnes did. When he walked into Edison's office, Barnes in his heart said, I'm going to be your partner. Here is a shabby dressed man, probably hadn't had a bath in weeks. And I don't know, Edison, thank God for him, said, you can sweep the floor. And Barnes says, okay. And that's how it starts. Maybe you want to get into the film industry and you have to take a PA job for very little money. Take it. Take it. Everyone you meet is important. Get their name. Contact them. If you go out to a party and you meet people, everybody gets an email from you. It's nice to meet you. Thank you. And start a database. This is a business where the same people get in it and they stay in it. And you want to be one of those people. So thank you very much. You've got to remember, you're the creator. You can create a film. You can certainly create the image in your mind of you being an award-winning filmmaker. You are the magic. Thank you very much for joining us.